when you have Sandris and Pavlo, and we talked about this last week, and I said, what version are we going to get? Because all we have to know is that certain people, certain matchups affect others, you know? So in the States, here in the States, Pavlo dominates a lot of people. Yeah, he kind of dominated Ron Bath at the Monster Factory. You know, I mean, he's the Monster Factory champion yet left and right. Goes to the Arnold, wins that. You know, when he crossed the ocean and he pulled Saban, the first two matches, right? Okay, Pablo's the real deal, as he should. And all of a sudden something happened. And then next thing you know, it's like, okay, here we go. And the tide turned. And next thing you know, Saban just took over. So I was wondering, what version are we going to get? Because this ain't 6 rounds. This is best of 5, which all you need is 3 wins and be done, you know? Oh, yeah. Neil Pickup's in the house. Tell you what would be a good match.
I can't imagine what he's going to say next.
I don't know, but I tell you what. Before we got on air, you know, I've been getting these weird text messages. You know, what if Espey? Now, I don't know. I'm hearing this for the first time. What if Ryan Espey got together with Terrence Opperman?
Oh, be a devastation.
Wow, you know. But where does Pablo go from here after the Sanders match?
Man, that's tough, man, because he's been pulling guys that have just had better gas tanks. Like Pavlo looks so good until round 3 and like he looked good even against Sandris until like a couple of rounds go by and then not so much.
Do you think people are burning themselves up in the setup? Do you think they're, you know, burning themselves up and hyping themselves up to where once you go on the table, all your what's that called, the adrenaline dump?
I feel like when you go to a certain point, it's the old UFC analogy that I always use. When someone has so much muscle mass and they're fueling all that muscle and they're not using it in the most efficient way. It's powerful, but it tends to lend itself to burnout or the gas tank just going empty right away, because you can't just keep all that muscle fueled and the lactic acid builds up and things happen and you end up with you getting tired. And same thing it almost seems to be that way when somebody comes up with a big bodybuilder physique. And the weird thing is those short interviews that they were doing, the rapid fire questions, when they asked Pavlo what he prefers, super match or tournament, he said tournament, and he's the only guy that did that as far as I know from the ones I watched. And the tournament arm wrestling is different because you get long breaks in between matches. It's not 60 seconds and back up.
And some people's style may, you know, favor them in tournaments other than super matches, and vice versa, you know. So
yeah, so he can use a style that is all power based throughout a tournament and be incredibly successful. Then you pull a guy like Sandris, who is, you know, hand heavy and efficient. It's just going to attack certain spots over and over again, and you know, believe the opponent.
Yes,